अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। हृदयं समर्पयामि, प्राणं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मे मातः। सर्वं समर्पयामि, अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। त्वमेव साक्षात् हरिप्रिया, त्वमेव मा वागीश्वरी। त्वमेव साक्षात् हरिप्रिया, त्वमेव मा वागीश्वरी। महादुर्गा महाकाली, महामाया महेश्वरी। भाग्यं समर्पयामि, कर्मं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मे मातः। सर्वं समर्पयामि, अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। स्वयं साध्या स्वयं सिद्धि, स्वयं सिद्धा स्वयं प्रभा। स्वयं साध्या स्वयं सिद्धि, स्वयं सिद्धा स्वयं प्रभा। सुगुणरत्ना सुकृतकृता, सुमति गङ्गा समोज्ज्वला। मानं समर्पयामि, गानं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मे मातः। सर्वं समर्पयामि, अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। अनिर्वचनीय आनन्दी, सुखकरिणी दुःखहारिणी। अनिर्वचनीय आनन्दी, सुखकरिणी दुःखहारिणी। योगसंस्थापनार्थाय अविरल विश्वविहारिणी। सङ्घं समर्पयामि, पुण्यं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मे मातः। सर्वं समर्पयामि, अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम।
ஜெய ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். நம்ம எல்லோரும் ஸ்ரத்தா பக்தி சமர்ப்பண பாவத்தோடு ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி மெதுவாக குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி வந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம். ஜெய ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. மிகவும் அன்போடு ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை பார்ப்போம். கவனம் 2 உள்ளங்கையும் சஹஸ்ராரம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியோட திருக்கமல பாதத்தை பார்ப்போம். வலது கை ஹிருதயத்தில். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்துக்குள் வாருங்கள் தாயே. தங்களுடைய அன்பும் கருணையால் எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயம் தங்களுடைய இருப்பிடமா ஆக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. அதற்கு தகுதியும் தந்தருளுங்கள். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, ஸ்ரீ ஹிருதய நிவாசினி, சாட்சி ஸ்வரூபி, சர்வானந்த பிரதாயினி, எங்களுடைய ஹிருதய கமலத்தில் அமர்ந்து இன்றைய தியானத்துக்கு அனுமதியை தாருங்கள், வழி நடத்துங்கள். சிந்தனையற்ற விழிப்புணர்வு நிலையை தாருங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக வலது கை மடிக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். கண்கள் மூடி கவனம் 2 உள்ளங்கையும் சஹஸ்ராரம். மூன்று மகா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. சுஷும்னாவழியாக மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் ஒவ்வொரு சக்கரங்களையும் கடந்து மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். गणेश मंत्र. ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. இரண்டு கைகளும் பூமி தாய் மீது. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி மாதா, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஸ்தூல சரீரமும் சூக்ஷ்ம சரீரத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுக்கு தியானத்துக்கு தேவையான சமநிலையை தாருங்கள். श्री गणेश तर शीर्षे पूर्वम ओम नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं हृदं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं मामवक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोद्ध्वातात् अवाधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात्. त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तसिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरो गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वार परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण हृद्यम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकार पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वार शान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादसन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निःसृद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात्। एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैर्सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टयाद्धौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः। नमो रात्रपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। மெதுவாக நம்முடைய வலது கை இடது சுவாதிஷ்டான சக்கரத்தில் வைப்போம். श्री माता जी தாங்களே சாட்சாத் ஸ்ரீ நிர்மல் வித்யா ஸ்ரீ சுத்த இச்சாசக்தி சுவாமினியும் தாங்களே. தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு சுத்த இச்சா நிர்மல் வித்யாவை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. श्री निर्मल विद्या साक्षात ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री निर्मल विद्या साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। மெதுவாக வலது கை மடக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். நம்மளுடைய இடது கை நம்முடைய லிவர் மீது வைப்போம், கல்லீரல் மீது வைப்போம். வலது பக்கம் மேல் வயிற்றில் வைத்துக் கொள்வோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஹிமாலயா ஸ்ரீ சந்திர தேவதா. தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய எண்ண ஓட்டத்தை சாந்தப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. எங்களை குளுமைப்படுத்துங்கள். அதிகப்படியான சிந்தனையும் திட்டமிடுதலால் அதிகப்படியான உஷ்ணத்தை தயவு செய்து வெளியேற்றி விடுங்கள். ஸ்ரீ ஹிமாலயா தேவதாவோட குளுமையும் சந்திர தேவதாவோட சீதலை எங்களுடைய கல்லீரலில் தந்துருளுங்கள் தாயே. தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ சித்தேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீ சித் சக்தி தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய கவனத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். ஸ்ரீ கைலாச சுவாமினி, ஸ்ரீ சித்த நிரோதாவா, என்னுடைய கவனத்தை தாங்களுடைய திரு கமல பாதத்தில் ஒருங்கிணைப்படுத்தி தாருங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ சர்வதாபஹாரிணி, ஸ்ரீ சஞ்சீவனி சுவாமினி, அதிகப்படியான உஷ்ணத்தை வெளியேற்றி விடுங்கள். சமநிலை இல்லாத விஷயங்களையும் வெளியேற்றி விடுங்கள் தாயே. தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ விஷால சைத்தல்யா, ஸ்ரீ முகுட்டேஸ்வரியும் தாங்களே. எங்களுடைய கவனத்தை எங்களுடைய ஆன்மீக முன்னேற்றத்தில் இப்பவும் இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ ஹிமாலய சந்திர தேவதா சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री हिमालय चंद्र देवता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. மெதுவாக வலது கை நம்முடைய ஹிருதயத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ சிவ பார்வதி, தூய எதிர்பார்ப்பு அன்போடு எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை பரிபூர்ணமாக்கி விடுங்கள் தாயே. விருப்பு வெறுப்பில்லாத சமநிலையை தாருங்கள். நாங்கள் ஆத்மா என்ற சத்தியத்தை எங்களுக்கு உணர செய்யுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தங்கள் அருளால் நான் ஒரு தூய ஆத்மாதான். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தங்கள் அருளால் நான் தூய ஆத்மாதான். நான் ஒரு தூய ஆத்மாதான். மெதுவாக நம்முடைய வலது கை ஆக்யா சக்கரத்தை கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, श्री आज्ञा चक्र स्वामिनी, श्री जीसस मेरी माता, श्री महाविष्णु, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஆக்யா சக்கரத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். அதை பாதிக்கிற எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள அகங்காரம் மமகாரத்தை முழுமையாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. அதற்கு எங்களுக்கு மன்னிக்கும் சுபாவம், தியாக மனப்பான்மையை தந்தருளுங்கள். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் எல்லோரையும் மன்னிக்கின்றோம், எங்களையும் மன்னிக்கின்றோம். எங்களுடைய ஆகிய சக்கரத்தை திறந்து விடுங்கள். தங்களுடைய சாம்ராஜ்யத்தில் எங்களுக்கு அனுமதியை தாருங்கள். தகுதியும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயும். மெதுவாக நம்முடைய வலது கை சகசிராரத்தை கொண்டு வருவோம். விரல்கள் ஒன்றுக்கு ஒன்று ஒட்டாமல் நல்ல ஒரு அழுத்தத்தை கொடுத்து 7 தடவை கடிகாரம் சுற்றும் திசையில் தசையை சுற்றி வருவோம். மனதார கூறுவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுக்கு ஆத்ம விழிப்புணர்வு தந்ததற்கு எங்களுடைய மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை கூறுகிறோம் தாரே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்கள் இந்த பூமியில் அவதரித்து எங்களுக்கு ஆத்ம விழிப்புணர்வை தந்ததற்கு எங்களுடைய மனமார்ந்த நன்றி தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, இந்த ஆத்ம விழிப்புணர்வை நாங்கள் சாதாரணமாக எடுத்துக்கொள்ளாமல் முழு ஸ்ரத்தை பக்தி சமர்ப்பண பாவத்தோடு இதில் மேல்மேலும் வளர எங்களுக்கு எல்லா தகுதியும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுடைய ஆத்ம விழிப்புணர்வு நிலையை திடப்படுத்துங்கள். எங்களுடைய யோக நிலையில் ஒரு ஆழ்ந்த நிலையை அடைய அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. தாங்களுடைய அன்பு சக்தியை எங்களுக்கு உணர செய்யுங்கள். தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ சஹஸ்ரார சுவாமினி, மோக்ஷ பிரதாயினி, சர்வானந்த பிரதாயினி, சர்வ ஞானமயி, சர்வ மங்களகாரிணி, கருணாமயி, சர்வ ரக்ஷாகரி. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களை அருள் புரியுங்க தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய வலது கையும் அடுக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். கவனம் சகஸ்ராரம். சகஸ்ராரத்துல இருந்து வர முன்னுதல்கள் மீது வைத்து ஸ்ரீ சௌந்தர லஹரியோட ஒரு 5 ஸ்லோகத்தை கூறுவோம். शिवशक्त्या युक्तो यदि भवति शक्तः प्रभवितुं न चेदेवं देवो न खलु कुशलः स्पन्दितुमपि अतस्त्वामाराध्यां हरिहरविरिञ्चादिभिरपि प्रणन्तुं स्तोतुं वा कथमकृतपुण्यः प्रभवति अविद्यानामन्तस्तिमिरमिहिरद्वीपनगरी जडानां चैतन्य स्तबकमकरन्द श्रुतिजरी दरिद्राणां चिन्तामणि गुणनिका जन्म जलधौ निमग्नानां द्रंष्टा मुररिपुवराहस्य भवति सुधा सिन्धोर्मध्ये सुरवितपि वाटी परिवृते मणिद्वीपे नीपो पवनवति चिन्तामणि गृहे शिवाकारे मञ्चे परमशिवपरयङ्कनिलयां भजन्ति त्वां धन्याः कतिचन चितानन्दलहरीं महिं मूलाधारे कमपि मणिपूरे हुतवहं स्थितं स्वाधिष्ठाने हृदि मरुतमाकाशमुपरि मनोऽपि भ्रूमध्ये सकलमपि भित्वा कुलपथं सहस्रारे पद्मे सह रहसि पत्या विहरसे जपो जल्पशिल्पं सकलमपि मुद्रा विरचना गतिप्रादिक्षिण्यं क्रमनशनादयाहुतविधिः प्रणाम संवेशः सुखमखिल आत्मार्पणदृशा सपर्यापर्यायस्तव भवतु यन्मे विलसितम् साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. அமைதியாக தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்கள் திறந்து ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியோட சொற்பொழிவை கேட்போம்.
Today, it's a great day for all of us, the seekers, that the last work of the Divine, of opening the last center in the great primordial being was done on 5th of May 1930. It is the greatest event of all the spiritual happenings of the universe. It was done with very great care and great adjustments. It is not in the limits of human understanding how things are worked behind. It is no fortune and God's love that has worked out this wondrous miracle. Without this happening, there could not have been a possibility to give mass realization. One could have done it for 1 or 2% here and there, but to give such a mass awakening could not have been possible. As we know, in the Sahasrara, there are the seats of the 7 main chakras. There are 1,000 nadi, or as they call it, veins, and they all have these 16,000 parts. Every nadi deals with a particular type of a person, and with the permutations and combinations of all these nadi, human beings are looked after. As soon as Sahasrara was opened, the whole atmosphere was filled with tremendous Chaitanya. And there was tremendous light in the sky. And the whole thing came on this earth as if a torrential rain or a waterfall. With such a tremendous force, as if I was unaware, got stupefied. The happening was so unexpected and so tremendous that I was stunned and I became completely silent. Frankly. I saw the primordial Kundalini rising like a big furnace. And the furnace was very silent but burning appearance it had. As if you heat up some metal and it has many colors. In the same way, the Kundalini showed up like a huge furnace, say of a, you can say, of a furnace which is like a tunnel. When you see these plants you have for coal burning.
Et donc,
And it stretched like a telescope, one after another came out like that. And the deities came and sat on their seats, on their golden seats. And then they lifted the whole of the head like a big dome and opened. and then this torrential rain. Completely drenched me. And I started seeing all that. I got lost into the joy. It's like an artist seeing his own creation fulfilled. I felt the joy of grateful giving. After coming out of that beautiful experience, I looked around and I saw human beings so blind. Then I became absolutely silent. Then I desired that I should get the cup to fill this nectar. But I saw all stones. And Sarah is the most beautiful part of yogi. It is a big lotus with 1,000 petals of different colors, appearing like inflated flames. It is a thing which is seen by many people. But to see it pour that torrential rain was like the place becoming a fountain of colors and of fragrance. When you think of a flower pouring its color and its fragrance around, people have written very little about sunset. Because whatever they have seen from outside, it is not possible for them to go from inside. Even if you look from inside, if the whole Sahajya is not open out, you cannot see its beauty. Because when it is closed, the whole of it is so closed. But you just pass through a little aperture and get out. So just imagine a huge petal, thousand petal lotus, and you are sitting inside or in the corona and looking at all these petals. All very beautifully colored and fragrant, and safely weigh the bliss and the joy. To remain in position on that position is the ideal situation. But then, after the silence, you are filled with tremendous inspiration and love. And you are drawn out.
Till
People who haven't yet known what is having eyes. And thus you try. Put your attention to the Sahasrara of millions of people. And then you start seeing the problems that exist in the Sahasrara. And even if you desire open Sahasrara, it is a very difficult thing. Because It channelizes from the divine to human beings, has to be to human beings. The power could be with you, but it has to be channelized through human element. All my life I had not known many realized souls. How to get them? How to look it up? So I started looking out for people. And I met one old lady of 70 years. And she was very perfect about something very good. And when she came to me, she felt very peaceful. Her samsara was very burnt out. And in my company, she would think of something else, not of the spirit. And her brain would be covered with clouds and darkness. Again and again I had to enlighten her. But she did not get her realization. Most of the people who came to me in the beginning came for getting cured. This capacity I had from childhood. When I could give responsive realization to few people today, but they had to be very earnest, or I didn't meet anyone of that quality. Because I was not living in the forest. I was living as a normal human being, among other normal human beings. And they were not that earnest, that art. And I had to do this work among them. How to talk to them about the real world that exists and the faults in which they live. One lady, the first one who worked realization, just came to see me because she was possessed with the idea of seeking, she thought. I just worked in her. That was not the happiest day. Because she's one of those who get individually realization. With this fate happening, many should get at a time. We had a program in Bodhi in 70. And there was one gentleman got realization. Next day, there were negative forces active, morning time. And they started talking of terrorism. I could see in the atmosphere the vibrations were very wrong. In the evening, I took up a very strong attack. I was in a great pain. I never gone into such a feeling before. And I dashed for it. But gradually, 12 of them got realization. That was the greatest moment. Then many got one by one. 3 of them were traveling back, got realization suddenly in the train with them. So the mass evolution started. Sahasrara is your awareness. When it is enlightened, you get into the technique of the divine. Now there are two techniques, the technique of the divine and the technique that you follow. You cannot act as divine, but you can use the divine power and maneuver it. For example, divine looks after all the universal happenings. Every minutest particle is controlled by divine. When your sahasrara opens out and your kundalini touches the continual bone, sort of a igniting force is ready in your sahasrara. And as soon as the continual bone area opens up to the Brahmarandra, the grace of your spirit ignites that igniting. And your nadis get enlightened. Not all of them. Quite a lot of them. Not all the length, but quite the peripheries. That's how you get your enlightenment. So many things happen because also of your seven centers being in the sahasrara. With the light, you see their relative position. I mean, you do not see, but it works in your conscious mind. Your conscious mind feels that integration within it. The rationality which is separated from the heart becomes one with the heart. It becomes one with your attention. Wherever your attention goes, you act in a collective way. All the activities of your attention are just. The attention itself is effective. Your attention is very important. Your desires are even more important. Because it is such an integrated thing, your desire and your attention become one. Whatever is good for the spirit, you desire, and your attention goes to things whichever is emitting the spiritual power. The priorities change very fast. Those people who are primitive and not evolved may not find that happen. But those who are over mentally developed, they actually have an attention which they try to test. They first want to see how to raise the kundalini. They want to see that it is logical. For a balanced person, there's no question. You have some people like that. They just became and they never questioned. They just settle up. They are innocent. They are intelligent. Above all, they are spiritual. But whatever may be the defect and the quality can be corrected through your samskara. First of all, you have to put down your ego, because if ego is there, it presses the samskara. Also the super ego must be reduced, because it also presses the samskara and gives pain. So to keep the samskara in its healthy state, one has to understand that the priorities are to be changed. Some people take time, so they have to put some deliberate effort. There are many books, if you read them, they suggest anti-God attitude. An enlightened samskara doesn't like. It closes that. That's like a poison. It doesn't like any poisonous thought to come in. If you go about with the poison, then it again closes. In the same way, the people who are hot-tempered, very much hot-tempered, and all other problems of ego, if they try to suppress the samskara, most of the samskara starts going. Those people who have had conditioning from wrong gurus and wrong books, from wrong parenting, from a wrong country, from a wrong livelihood, also do not allow the samskara to grow in its healthy way. It is only the samskara has to grow, not the spirit. The more sensitive the samskara is, the more it receives the spiritual qualities of the spirit. Actually, the peace is felt in the samskara. The bliss is also felt in the samskara. Because that is the brain, and the brain is the epitome of our nervous system, central nervous system, or consciousness itself. So only merely by opening samskara, the work is not done. We have to have more and more channels. You will act out the nadi with your spiritual power. And you can work it out in a proper systematic manner. But those people who indulge into wasteful habits after realization obstruct the flow of the nadi and really are very harmful for the life. Such people should be doing Sahajya and spirit. Or such people should be asked to be, and one should see their relations with such people who is standing against such a great work of the divine. The one who wants to develop samskara should know that he should not have bad company, but always have the company of the other senses. He should not have his own holidays and own time, but most of the time he should spend in the company of other senses. After the samskara, when you are above samskara, then you can see that it is very important that all these nadis must be kept together. And all the centers and the deities must be kept awakened and integrated. this can be done even with a conscious effort. By watching yourself, your thoughts, you start seeing your ego and your superego. You'll be able to see how you cheat yourself when you are dishonest to yourself. How you are convincing yourself that you are very good. How you are enjoying a ego trip. Sahaj Yoga is for people who are spirits. So all other things must stop. All misidentifications must be stopped. One can do the conscious mind, as I said, that you can really correct yourself. Because after realization, whatever you desire becomes a part of the divine desire. And whatever you do becomes a part of the divine action. So one has to remember that with conscious effort we can find out ourselves and see if we are really honest about it. If one is honest, one can see that connectivity is the only way to expand your personality. For that tolerance is needed. Wisdom is needed. And inspection is needed of a problem. Which you are. And you should talk like a prophet. Actually, you have to educate yourself. How does a prophet speak? How does a prophet speak? This is not insincere or active. Because now you are awakened. When you are not awakened, then whatever you do like this is artificial. Samskara is the controlling, guiding, evolving. And so to keep it absolutely ready for growth and expansion, one has to watch one's own growth. Never justify your wrongdoing. If you start justifying, you are actually thinking about it. They have no time to think about themselves.
Un autre sujet.
You have to think of others. Because others are also in your world. And when you start thinking of others, talking to them about their resurrection, your sahasrara will definitely increase in its size and in its sensitivity. The sensitivity will also come. The depth will also come. It is just like a tree when it grows, it grows. You have to come out of your shells and spread your wings. All small things of mind must be given. You have to give like a very huge, big personality, which has to give support. Guidance.
Tu dois guider.
And
qui doit aider,
elevate,
qui doit éveiller
to count
des milliers.
if the Sahajya insights establishes a new dynamism in this country. I'm sure that it will catch up to the thoughts of the people. It will resound into their brains. Their unconscious will translate into their brains. And they will start thinking afresh. Now, new breakthroughs will take, and people will start going towards logical. They'll come to right conclusion. They'll drop out all that is useless and wasteful. So starlight is the soul of the spirit. And the bigger is the king, the bigger is the soul. The way you speak your spirit is expressed through the way you have your sister. As it is the seven chakras seated in Sahasrara. You become the master of all the seven chakras. And that's what you can realize. You can realize. And then you can from a subtle being through your conscious effort. You can enter into the beings of others and benefit from a new company. Enlightenment of the Sahasrara also gives you a new sight to see all the sukshmas, all the subtle things in that atmosphere. When you start developing higher and higher, you can see the vibrations as lights around you. You may not have been any interest in many things, but you'll be amazed how you become the master of so many things. As if your brain is materializing whatever you have been designed. So this is what Krishna promised, who is actually the Virata. So you become the master of your brain. Because actually the spirit is the master of the brain. The more you start bringing spirit into your attention, the more the Sahasrara increases in its size. And the light of that expands. And you become more powerful Sahajya. This is the greatest thing also for God Almighty to say, see that this has happened so that she can, for the time being, postpone his anger and wrath. So that he can forgive human beings for their mistakes, their obstinacy and childish plans. Let the man rise to see the glory and the greatness of his Father. Let him have so much of power that he can bear the compassion of God. Let the Sahasrara develop into such dimensions that it can execute the working of the divine through his own conscious mind. The Sahasrara has one mantra, that is Nirmala. You must keep it clean and pure and active. That is what is your job. Just try to keep it pure and clean. And this will definitely mark another step, another accelerated jump into a new dimension of many more human beings. It's a very great pleasure to be in Paris today, so that the whole world attention should be on Paris, on France, on this country which is really being cursed, neglected by all the deities. Because human beings really went very wrong. Let all the deities be settled down in this country. Because this is the attention. And attention, whatever attention we pay, is important to us through sanskar. So the sanskara of France may be opened up. So the attention of France should be directed to spirit. And towards the eternal life. It's very important country. That's why I decided to have a state celebration. Now the responsibility on the French religions is much greater. They have to change their methods and start. They should be very mild, gentle, and very people. But at the same time, they should be very strong surgeons. So that when others see them, find that superiority. Before this started, we have had such a successful session. I'm very happy about it. May God bless you. Now I bless all the other centers who are great and are praying. Give them a very level of samskara, an enlightened one that will separate them from their small shells. Let them expand so much that they become one with the whole.
ஜெய் மாதாஜி. கண்கள் மூடி ஒரு நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்களை திறந்து ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜிக்கு நன்றியை கூறி நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி வந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம்.